Christ is risen!
He is risen indeed!
There's always a bit of a letdown after Easter, the Resurrection Sunday, and I think that's a shame. It's such a joy-filled day with so much energy and excitement. It'd be great to carry that forward into the weeks ahead. Flowers in the sanctuaries all over the world, and egg hunts for some reason, and people posting family portraits on their Facebooks of them at church. And then it's just kind of a letdown, which is always the case after something that you've been really looking forward to happens. Always there's a little bit of a downness after that, but I think there's another reason that's particular to Easter. And that's what I want to talk about today. How can we keep the Easter spirit up? How can we keep the resurrection hope present with us in our lives? There's a story in John's Gospel that happens after the resurrection. Actually, there are several really cool stories after the resurrection, but this one story, they're standing on the shore of the lake, and there's actually a whole lot more to it than this, but Jesus takes Peter over to the side and asks Peter, very famously, "Peter, do you love me more than these?" And Peter says, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." And here's why I bring this up. What's Jesus say in response? He says, "Feed my sheep." And this happens 3 times in a row. But ultimately, Jesus is basically saying that because of that love and stuff, feed my sheep. Tend my lambs, feed my sheep. And see, that, I think, is why it's so hard to maintain that Easter momentum. Because resurrection and the resurrection story, that's easy to talk about. It's exciting, it's novel, it's different than our normal world around us, it's energizing. But then actually doing the resurrection work in the world, tending the lambs, feeding the sheep, caring for other people, putting into practice the power of Christ's resurrection, well, that's a little bit trickier and it's way more mundane feeling. We can all get excited about someone else doing something really amazing, Jesus resurrecting. But when it comes time for us to do something, we lose some of that vim and vigor. But I want to let you in on a little secret, if you'll let me, and I think this secret is actually the secret to avoiding that post-Easter blues. You ready? It's the same thing. When we do that body of Christ stuff, the tending the lambs, Jesus is working through us. Jesus is resurrecting through us. Jesus is bringing people up from the grave through us. Jesus is using us to bring new life into the world. It's Jesus' resurrection work that's going on. It's the very same thing. And that's wonderful. And maybe that's even a little bit exciting. I think it certainly is. So until next time, Christ is risen, and peace be with you.